What is going on, everybody? So today we have Brandon from MEDITOKEN, and we're going to get deep into this project today for any of you that have been looking at it or interested in it. I personally, for transparency reasons, for one, any AMA I ever do, it's donation based. I don't ask people for money. That's not how I operate. I'm not one of these shills that's pay to play. I personally bought my own bag of this as well because I like what I saw. I like the team. So one of the first things we're going to talk about here is, so we are in V2, right? There was a V1 launch. They had a shady developer, somebody that was dishonest, took off with the liquidity, right? But I'm going to let Brandon explain that. But I want to tell you why Brandon's on this call right now. Because when I asked Brandon, okay, I understand things can happen and mistakes can be made. And there's, crypto is an industry to where a lot of moving parts, you try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But my number one question was, those V1 holders, did they get their money returned? And Brandon said, I made sure every single holder was returned their money. So I'm going to let Brandon touch on that, explain it, tell you guys what happened, give you guys a rundown and about his integrity to not only relaunch the project, but he made sure every single holder was given their money back, which in this industry that he could have easily just closed up shop and rolled out. So Brandon, go ahead.
Yeah. So first off, man, thank you for having me on your platform, man. Give me a chance to just tell everybody what happened. So I appreciate this. Yeah. So the V1, like you were saying, we outsourced a developer. I got this information about the developer from another project, another team that project was very successful because I was a holder in it. And I had watched how they maneuvered and how they marketed and how they were handling their project. So I figured, okay, I'm gonna do my own project. Let me reach out to these guys and see if they have any developers I can use for my own. So talk to the dev of this project. He passes me along the information of the developer for the V1. So talk to the guy on the phone, various messages, had him sign a NDA with a fake name, obviously. He didn't know that at the time, but he met the team. The team and I got together in a group. So everybody was chatting with this guy for about 8 to 10 weeks. We were paying him weekly. He was delivering for us weekly. So we saw results. However, the results that he was giving us would be scam results. So none of us were blockchain experts. So we didn't know what we were looking at. He told us what was going on. It looked good to us. We assumed since this guy was given to us from a decent project that we had a good guy. Relaunch, the launch happens probably within the first 4 to 5 hours. We had about 120 people that bought in. Launch was going great. Things were looking good. Things were a little off with the taxing. Their taxes weren't coming out. So we were asking the dev, hey, what's going on with the taxes? He said, oh, it might be a little glitch with each scan, whatever. Don't worry about it. So we said, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, we noticed that there were some big sales happening. And they were like, well, what's going on? Come to find out, what the blockchain dev did was he took control of the contract. We thought we had control of the contract first off. So he took control back because he had a back door. Took control, minted 500 quads. So he minted half of the supply back to himself. Then he started unloading and selling the supply instantly. So he drained liquidity within minutes. And then after that, he locked up the trading. So he stopped all trading so no one could trade or no one can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible, man.
So this was going to be a question I was going to bring up early, but me and you were talking to it right before you came on camera. So at first you used, word of mouth guy for the first launch, right? But now you have someone behind the scenes that you trust and that you've built an actual rapport with working on your project now, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we've talked to this guy, Robert, great guy. He's fully doxed. The whole team's talked to him. We've done video chats. We've done regular conversations. We're all in a group. He's pretty much one of the core members. We know everything about the guy. He knows everything about us. So we all feel very comfortable with him, and he feels very comfortable with us. So I felt comfortable enough to say, okay, this is the guy. I'm putting my name out there again. So I feel comfortable with this guy helping us out this time. So
And then, I mean, like I said, I personally bought myself. and my reflections are working. There was no issues, trying to swap on Uniswap. So look, the liquidity's there. Everything seems to be working in the contract as far as a purchasing aspect. So someone's scrolling through Twitter or they hear about MEDITOKEN. What do you want your vision to be when a first time investor hears about your project? Like, what are they looking at? What are you trying to present yourself as to the community?
So I'm trying to present MEDITOKEN as we want to reinvent the way people donate, but we also want to change how people support healthcare efforts worldwide. And we want to do that through crypto. So when people think MEDITOKEN or hear about MEDITOKEN, we want to say, hey, you know what? Crypto is an amazing space, but there's so much good can be done with crypto. Like, instead of just worrying about buying some bags, making some profit, how about make some profit, make a great investment, but also invest in your fellow man, in the world. Like, do something bigger than you. You can do something bigger than you while making profit for yourself. Like, feel good about your investment, basically.
And I will tell you, you guys offer 3% reflections to the charity. I know 5 charity tokens out there right now, and most of them are 1 or 2%, which I don't even know how you can even classify yourself as a charity token when you're taking in X amount of dollars and you're giving back 1% of your money. It's really hard for me. Those are projects that I personally will not invest in, simply because there should be a lot more money. There's a lot of money in play. So if you're wanting to do what you're doing, use it to good reasons. And one of the reasons why I bought in myself is because I've actually seen what you guys are out doing, which I'm going to show later in this video. But I see you guys out in the community actually doing stuff. And I want you guys to realize they are extremely low market cap right now. Like, they are a brand new project. And the fact that they're already got their feet on the streets, out there doing stuff for these communities, is really impressive. So a couple questions I have before we get into the project itself. So you have a game coming out in February, right? And that is going to be the game on the website, the Metacopter, which is going to be a play to earn. So if you wanted to kind of explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so the Medicopter is a Flappy Bird style game, play to earn ETH. Like, if anybody's played Flappy Bird, it's pretty much the same game, except there's little different mechanics. Like, you get to save people off burning buildings every so often, and that allows you to get more points, and those points you can use to buy different skins, like new helicopters. But there's no in-game purchases. It's just you get different sets of points for the in-game stuff. But yeah, it's play to earn, leaderboard, weekly payouts. Probably maybe the top 5 or top 10 people will be paid an amount of ETH. Haven't figured out that amount just yet, but that's our game plan for it.
And then, so you have two more games coming out, correct? Like, what are the visions on that?
Yeah, so we have kind of like a 2D side scroller, like a Mega Man Mario kind of game. That's going to be another. We haven't really decided. We'll probably make that a play to earn, but we don't really know the full mechanics of like how it's going to work play to earn with the leveling and stuff of that nature. But we have a 2D side scroller like shooting game, and then we have a kind of crazy taxi version of the game, but it's like an ambulance, and you're driving through the city trying to get your patient from point A to point B without like crashing cars or running into buildings. And that'll be a play to earn game also. Top 5, top 10 weekly payout. And
like I said, look, you had a bad launch because of a bad person up front, but you literally relaunched. You repaid everybody their money. So as far as I'm concerned, we're at scratch, and then you've already got a game out. I mean, it's a working game. I was on it earlier. I know you're still working on your pay to play or aspect of it. Play to earn. So what else do we have here? So I know that you did something with Panda Earth, and that's one of your first charities. So what exactly would you do with them, and how did you get linked up with them?
Yeah, so Red Panda is one of our partners from the V1 launch. We partnered with them probably a few weeks before we did the V1 launch. And our partnership, we donated some of our tokens to them V1. We also donated V2 to them. So the partnership is kind of a joint partnership. So if we make a donation, they'll come in and add to that donation. And we made a joint donation a few days ago to the put me on the spot here. I should know this, but I think it was to like a tiger charity.
I know. I saw a charity donation. I saw the Philippines event. Yep. We got freaking Oracle here. He's asking, was it the dev from Stealth that rolled out on you guys? Do you know that?
It was not that dev. No.
Okay.
That dev that we were using, I'm assuming it's like a rogue. There's a guy for hire.
And so I guess the charity was Save the Tigers.
Yeah. Okay. That's it.
Is what you guys do. So I touched on this with you like a couple minutes right before you came on. You're all fully doxxed, but when you go to your Twitter accounts, all of you have a very low following. As far as Twitter presence, following, tweets, interaction. Can you just kind of tell the community why? So it doesn't look like I personally have dug. So I know you opened your account back in 2011. So I know you've had your account open, but obviously there's been no real interaction since then. So on the surface, it looks like, okay, they just opened it for this project. So if you can kind of give the community an idea of, why maybe you don't have a presence yet, just kind of give them peace of mind. I mean, like I said, you're doxxed, but one of the first things people are going to do, they're going to go to that Twitter and the LinkedIn and everything else, and they're going to try to learn everything they can. So just touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. So the reason why none of us have like a heavy following is because all of us pretty much, we're not like heavy into social media. So we're not private people, but we're just not really heavy on social media. And then getting heavily involved into crypto and having your own project, we all learned that, okay, you got to promote, you got to have a Twitter presence, Discord, a Telegram presence. So we know that our following is low, but we're ramping that up now because pretty much we just had no need for having a big following with our regular accounts. So
when you had this vision, right, to help the medical and do all this good things in the world, why did you pick what you picked? Like, why didn't you pick animals? Why didn't you pick kids? Like, what was your, mindset on why this was so important to you directly?
Bro, the pandemic. Like, I think all of us from like the start of the pandemic, we all got to see like how much was going on in the world, like how hard first responders were like being put to the test and how much like stress they had to deal with. And then like we got to see like how the world, like there's a lot of lacking like resources in the world when it comes to healthcare and then like in the healthcare sector. So like it just makes sense to us, like, hey, who needs the most help if we were to give help to someone? It's like, okay, first responders in the healthcare industry, they could use the most help. So why not take crypto, which is a very lucrative business when it comes to money coming in? Like right now we're at 1.8 trillion market. Why not take some of that 1.8 trillion or $2.7 trillion and dish it to somewhere that it can be used for a good purpose?
I mean, $1.8 trillion is honestly a blessing right now if you're a long-term holder and a hodler, because we were just sitting at almost a 3 trillion market cap just a couple months ago. So you got the games coming out. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. So when you're looking at charity to help and you're looking at a charity to donate, is it community-based decision-making, or is it the team, or what is the route you guys are using to pick which ones you want to directly help?
So it's both. It's community-based and team-based. So what we do, our current structure right now is we select 3 to 5 charities. The team selects 3 to 5 charities. And then we'll present those 3 to 5 charities to the community, and the community will vote on those charities. And the top charity that's picked, we donate based off the community, on behalf of the community. And then the team one is just the team. We all get together and we decide, okay, we want to donate to this or that.
So obviously, I'm assuming Save the Tigers was not a United States charity, and I know the Philippines obviously was not. So is most of your resources being pushed towards, you know, just a global effort in general, or are you like gonna spread it around? Like, okay, well, we're gonna come back to the United States and help firefighters, and then we're gonna go to the Philippines and do another food drive. Like, what is the mindset and the vision on that?
So the vision is global. And then we're kind of like just like scanning to see, like, there's a need everywhere, obviously. So it's kind of hard. Like, we don't have a lot of money to kind of like spread it out. So we're like, okay, well, where can we best put our donations? Like, who needs it the most? And everyone needs it. So it's just kind of hard to pick, but we have a global idea. Like, we want to touch everyone. So we'll probably just kind of like just go around different continents, countries, say, okay, we already did the Philippines. Like, currently we got something, we're working out something to do a donation in Haiti, Romania, Guatemala. We'll work on something back here in the States. Scotland and England, we got something going on. So we're stretching out.
And like I said, you know, from my personal standpoint, it's a brand new project. I personally invested my own money because I like the vision of what they're trying to do. I think they're on to something. Will this be $1 billion market cap? I don't know. But the fact that I see them with feet on the ground out doing this stuff, you know, if I can help, even if, you know, just as a small holder in the project, that's what I'm trying to do. So the other questions we had was, I think we touched on, so somebody asked, what is Medihub? Like, what is when they go to the website and they look up in the top right-hand corner, what is the Medihub exactly?
So the hub is going to be where we'll have our games, NFTs, and we have a ton of like utility that we were planning on doing. Just depend on how big the project gets and how much of a budget we can get in. But games, NFTs, maybe, like I said, maybe a possible like a token sniffer kind of setup where, you know, you can like put tokens in, like kind of like see what's going on and do a thorough like background on them. Stuff like that. So the hub is going to have a lot of utility in it.
So if you're gonna launch NFTs, are we taking like a portion of the NFT sales separate from the tokens and using most of that to your charities, or what is the vision on the NFTs here?
Thinking like half and half. We'll probably do half charity and then half for development and marketing, just so we can, until we get off the ground at least. But right now we're on the ground right now, so it's everything's coming out of the team's pockets. So it's not like we have one of these big budgets like some of these big projects out there when they're 10, 15, 20, 30 million market caps.
And like I said, guys, that's why I didn't think twice about buying a couple quads in this project, because I've literally, I know their market cap. I know they've already struggled to get off the ground. And then when I see them, they donated an Ethereum to charity. I saw charity said you guys donated an Ethereum to them. I saw you're out doing Help the Tigers. I saw you guys were in the Philippines, and you're on a very low market cap. So at this point, like, my mindset is these aren't greedy people. Like, they may be small, but they're trying to do everything they say they're going to do. So we're going to jet over to the website and go through that. Okay, so this is basically what we were talking about. The vision, you know, you guys were created January 15th, 2022. You're looking to revolutionize the charity, healthcare, and crypto space. And like we just touched on, you're trying to help a global problem, you know, burdened first responders. So that's basically their mission statement. This is what they had recently. Let's see if we can get it to load.
We have seen the world fall into chaos multiple times now, and the frequency of disasters is only increasing. There are people who need the help, and there are people who are ready to provide it. But to us, the process wasn't efficient enough. Therefore, we invented the MEDITOKEN, which is going to revolutionize the way charities and healthcare work. Investing in this token will usher in a new era of helping people that is fast, secure, and generates the biggest impact. We aim to create a change that maximizes the utility for the people of the world. MEDITOKEN is ready to bring relief, aid, and hope back into the world, so pummeled by disasters. Since it is in the crypto space, it is cost-effective and transparent, and a safe investment for our investors. We are trying to be the change that we want to see in the world. Do you?
I mean, I thought that was a good little video you guys put together. Let's come here. Yeah, that was a catchy little video.
Yeah, that was our like little intro video from our V1. So we had made that for V1, and we liked it so much, we kept it.
So right now, obviously, we're in phase 1 because, I mean, you literally just relaunched. It was a fair launch. You guys have your website up, your MEDITOKEN intro, which I just showed you guys. 1,000 holders on the roadmap, which I think we're at, 330-ish right now, holders. Even with a relaunch, they've already got their CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko listings updated. I can verify that because I've got them saved on my app. They're beginning their development of the Medihub. So if you look in the top right-hand corner, you will see that Medihub icon that says coming soon. That play to earn game we were talking about, Medicopter. I'm going to show you that on the next screen, which, they're working on that. And secure your first partnership, which, like I said, I've seen them personally outdo multiple partnerships already, not just one. They did their first community donation, and then they did a team donation. One thing when I do my reviews, I look for over-aggressive roadmaps, something that people can't deliver on. So when I see things like, 100,000 holders in phase 1 or something astronomical, it instantly puts up a red flag. Like, these people either, one, aren't here to stay, or they're not serious about their project. I think this is a very clean, crisp, honest assessment of where they see themselves on this project. Obviously, as they go into phase 2, we're looking at about 5,000 holders. I guess an updated white paper, because they have a white paper out now that I've already read through. Then they're going to start trying to get on CEXs, secure more partnerships. And then phase 2, do you know what timeline you guys are looking for phase 2?
We're almost minus the 1,000 holders, we're kind of starting to get into phase 2 now.
And I mean, like I said, those lower tier, I mean, here's what I like about you guys. When I look at a new project and they say stuff like, we're going to get on Binance, we're going to get on Coinbase, I know they're lying right off the bat, because I know what it takes to get on those exchanges. So the fact that you honestly make an assessment to your holders and your investors, like, hey, we're not pursuing Binance this early in our project because we know we cannot get on that exchange because we're just not, secure and built up enough. I like that you're honest. I like that you're transparent with your investors. I think that speaks volumes. Like I said, I think it speaks volumes that you made sure not a single person lost their money on the launch. Phase 3, what is the utility platform? What are we looking at there?
So what we have planned, we want to have a blockchain, a wallet. The wallet is going to be probably one of the bigger parts of the utility. I'm getting a patent on it right now, because not for the wallet itself, but what it can do. So we feel that's going to be like a game changer in the space. We want to have like a fitness kind of like health app, kind of like a play to like move to earn. Want to do that as well. What else we got going on there? Probably more games. A Mediverse, kind of like a metaverse kind of thing set up also. So we got a lot that we have planned. Probably more than that, but that's kind of like the overall.
So like I said, it's not overly aggressive. It's not over promising. I like it. Here is the Medicopter game, which, like you said, is a Floppy Birds type of format, which we all know what that game did and the type of revenue it brought in. I mean, there's people that are diehard, players of that game. Like, they just love that game. So I like this concept. I like what they're trying to do. It's catchy. It looks good. Look at the graphics. I mean, They're a brand new product, guys. They just relaunched a week ago. So I thought that was pretty innovative, man. I think you guys are doing a good job. So you said that you are trying to do like maybe a Medi wallet, so they would earn their crypto here and it would pay into their Medi wallet. Is that the plan?
No, so it more like a MetaMask wallet. So they'll be able to store other cryptos in the wallet, but the wallet will also have a feature where you can do like a KYC of other coins. So a lot of investors, new investors, they don't really have the resources or the time to check out a project. They just want to jump in, ape in on something and hope it's great. You know, they don't really have a chance to see, or is this a possible honeypot, or does it have rug pull potential in it, or what all is in the tokenomics or whatever. So we're hoping that we can have a setup where the wallet will be able to tell you all this information, and then once you decide on if it's good or not for you, you can purchase it like with like a click of a button.
Gotcha. And then when you did Red Panda Earth event, what was that?
Well, see, so that is our announcement of our partnership. So that's what that was about. And then our first event was the joint donation with for the Save the Tigers.
Nice. And that's the event you just did, right?
Yep.
All right. So here is their event they did in the Philippines, which I think is just amazing what they were out doing. So we're going to play this video. I ain't gonna lie, Brandon, I'm a sucker for projects that are out helping kids,
like this
you know.
before, but here's the big secret.
So then we come over here. This was the amount you donated to that charity we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's try to get to storm here, so everything's kind of slowed down a bit.
Yeah, it's storming over here also, so my connection's a little.
So did you personally go on that Philippines trip, or was that just the team? Or did you just donate resources?
Yeah, so we got some Philippine members, and so we gave them the resources. We donated the money to them, and they went ahead and initiated the whole project.
Gotcha. Close a couple of these out. And then so tell us about the rest of the team. Like, tell us why you picked each individual, what you saw in them, what you think they bring to the team and the community, and just kind of give your insight on that.
Yeah. Okay. So you got me. You have our web developer, Lee, our PR guy, Dan. So that was the core. And us three were in another project. We were all holders in another project. So we all met there. And we hit it off pretty well. Me, Lee, and Dan, we all kind of helped out the other project we were in, did some marketing, some shilling, saw how the project was going. We had faith in it, but it wasn't really being ran the way we thought it could be ran. So we all decided, hey, why not us get together, do our own thing, because we could do something that's greater than what they're doing, and it could be something that's like worthwhile. So we all got together, got in a group, got to know each other pretty well. And then, we were like, all right, let's do it. So like I say, Lee is our web guy. He's the website. That's all him. So,
and where's Lee based out of?
Lee based off he's in Florida, so he's based in the U.S.
Okay.
Dan, he's in the UK. He's our PR guy. He's good with people, so he handles the people, the communications, marketing, stuff like that.
And then you had Robert, which is your blockchain developer now, right?
Right, and that's our new dev for V2. Right, and he's out in Scotland. Great guy also.
And then you're it's not loading at the moment. So what did you have for burns, liquidity, reflection, and charity? It was like what, 3,
so
2, what was it again?
1% for the burns.
Okay.
Your liquidity was 1%.
Okay.
Reflections 1%. Charity is 3, and the dev marketing is 5%. And then our contract's not renounced. So we plan on changing that 11% tax. So we'll probably take less on the dev marketing side. We'll probably lower that to 4 or 3% and add that to the charity, or add that to charity and burn. So when we get further down the project and the budget gets bigger, we'll start to adjust our taxes also.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. I like what you guys are doing. I think that you got some for and bring to the table. I think you guys you're putting in the work. I mean, as we both know, and as you've seen, the industry can be unsavory, but at the end of the day, you got to trust in these teams and these communities, because that's what really drives your project. And like I said, the fact that right off the bat, the first thing you did was return everybody's money. That spoke volumes for me as far as your integrity. I know you said that a lot of that was out of your personal pocket. So that just speaks volumes of the types of people that you guys are. That's why I personally invested in this project and will hold on, because I want to give you guys a chance to grow and see what you're able to do. You know what I mean? So other than that, there was the only other questions from the community is what's some ideas on your future sponsorships? Like, what are you kind of looking at there? Are you looking to get into like big events, or, I mean, what is your look for that?
So for us, like, we're thinking big. So like we would like to maybe sponsor. We had talked about at one point sponsoring like Special Olympics, trying to sponsor like community events, maybe like minor league teams around the world. Try to get our foot in somewhere, but we want to sponsor events and build from that. But we want to sponsor stuff on a worldwide scale. And eventually, if we can get to, I don't know, like professional sports or movie star or something like that, we would love to have a sponsorship like that also. But that's kind of like, we'll see if that happens.
And I mean, that's absolutely possible. If you're out doing the kind of work that you're doing already at this market cap. No, here's the deal, guys. They could easily sit back right now and be like, we're in a bear market. Our market cap's not that high. A single large sell is going to send the chart up and down. And they're not making excuses. They're out working. They're out doing what they say they're going to do, which speaks volumes, man. It really does. But other than that, man, that's really all the questions that the community had brought to me. I mean, if there's anything else you want to say directly to possible investors or the members in your community, like to tell them, like, hey, maybe, stay with us long term? I mean, just go ahead and say what you want to say on the way out.
Well, I think on all these AMAs, I'm always thinking the community, and I'm always thinking my team. I'm thinking all the V1 people that stuck with us. Like, I forgot to mention, so when I was telling you how I make sure everybody got their money back, what we had to do was there was 120 odd people that got into the V1. So what I did was, what the team did, we decided the best course of action would be to airdrop everybody V2 1 for 1. So we knew we weren't able to give everybody their initial investment back in ETH because our pockets weren't that deep. But we said, okay, well, the least we can do is give everybody their V2 if they had V1, 1 for 1. We'll push this thing as hard as we can, and then if 8 all-time highs come, people can pull out, get their investment back, or they can stay for the ride. So we did that. So we were very proud about that. And so I want to thank all the V1 people that stuck in with us through all that. The partnership with Red Panda, they stuck it out with us through all that, because they were like, hey, what's going on? They could have easily been like, oh, we don't want anything to do with y'all. You're rugging, you're bad news. But they're like, we'll give you a chance, see what you got, prove yourself. And we did.
And you know what a lot of people don't understand, Brandon, is it's not like the blockchain is an email ledger, right? These are anonymous wallet addresses. So you personally, unless you know the person that bought in for whatever X amount, you really don't know who owns these wallets. So the fact that you could have easily just been like, you know what, we're in and out, the project failed, we're done, but the fact that you went through the effort to airdrop everyone their tokens. I mean, somebody that maybe had just bought in the project, not been paying attention to what was going on, or the Telegram or the Twitter, they're still got their value. They still have their money. So I thought that was extremely important. And like I said, I think that you guys really set the bar as far as, proving to your community, plan on closing shop and just leaving town. I think that what you did up front in a tough situation is going to dictate what you guys do down the road. That's just my opinion.
Yep. Appreciate that, man. That was our thought behind it. We had people tell us, hey man, why don't you just go ahead, forget all the investors, start over, rebrand, and then maybe you can see if the V1 people want to buy in on a pre-sale so you can make the money back to relaunch. And we're like, bro, no. Like that, that's the easy out. That's what people that don't give a shit about the project do, is they don't care about the community, because they're like, okay, well, I've got all this money, so I'm just gonna, kind of slowly kind of disappear, and the project didn't work. But like I said, the fact that you stuck out your hardship right off the bat tells me that you're gonna, when things get harder, even if the pandemic gets worse or another catastrophe comes in and you guys have to step up and donate a lot of resources, that tells me that you're willing to put in the work to do it. So like I said, I respect the hell out of you guys. I think you're doing a great job. I like what you're doing for these underprivileged communities and people. And like I said, I'm in with you. I'm ready to see what you guys can do, and we'll go from there. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, and if anyone's watching and you're a V1 holder and you just wrote us off because all that happened, like, we're still here. You got V2, so come back. Like, check us out and see what's going on. At least check on your bag. Do that much. So, yeah.
Well, it was an honor to have you on, Brandon. I really hope this project does well. I'm in the Telegram. I'm on your Twitter. I'm going to be keeping up with you guys. I might add to my position as well. I think you guys are going to do good things. So, and if there's anything I can ever do to help as far as, helping a community or children or whatever, you're always welcome to reach out to me as well.
Appreciate that. Oh, also, so every AMA I ask the people to host. So I need you to pick a charity or some type of organization that you would want MEDITOKEN to donate to. It doesn't have to be right now, but think of something. And then when you think of it, let me know, and I'll make a donation.
You know what? I actually have the perfect place for you guys. There's a place here in St. Louis who is she's the first Black female minority owner of a veterans urgent care in the entire country. And what she does is she caters to veterans that can't afford medical care or haven't been able to get into the VA, and they pay for it out of pocket. Everything is donation based. That's who I'd like you to give it to.
Okay. Yeah.
I will get you her contact information.
You can give me that information. That's awesome.
You guys are stand up guys, man. Let's see what kind of good we can do in the world.
Yes, sir.
So as like I said, Brandon, it was an honor. Thanks for coming. I appreciate, guys. I want you to think about one more thing. Those of you that follow me on Twitter and YouTube, you know I'm a pit bull. You know, like before Brandon ever came on this live, I've already dug into the project. I've dug into the team. I've dug into everything I could possibly get my hands on. And he knew that coming in. Like he reached out to me to do this. Absolute integrity, guys. I think you should really look at this project. I think they're good people. I think their hearts are in a good place. And I think you should give them an opportunity.
Thank you.
Well,
Greatly
everybody that tuned in, thank you guys as well.